All right, in this video, we're going to talk about Unreal AI or artificial intelligence. And what I'd like to talk about is to see what, really to see what you think about the AI and how it's set up, and if you think it's an efficient workflow. I've been working with the Unreal Engine a little over the year, and I think it's an amazing engine. And I just started working with the AI, getting into it, the artificial intelligence, and here's some of the things I found, and I was going to see what you have found and how you do yours. I've purchased a lot of assets off the store, and I found that a lot of the assets don't even use the built-in AI. They create their own AI, or they'll use portions of it. There's only a couple times I've seen that they use the whole AI system, and I started using it, and it just seems like there's a lot of unnecessary steps. Seems like there's a lot of unnecessary pieces to it. So let's go ahead and look and see how it's set up, how you use it, and then at the end of the video I would definitely like to get your take on it. I'd love for you to put some comments and tell me if you use the AI system, how you use it, what you think about it. So I think it's really neat. I just think there's some redundancy to it, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So in order to use the artificial intelligence on the Unreal Engine, the actual Unreal documentation says that you need of course you're going to need a pawn. And so here's I bought this off the marketplace. It's pretty cool. It's doll characters, and they shoot each other. But if you go to the character, you'll look in there, and the pawn has a AI controller class, and that's basically just a controller that you create and you assign to that pawn, which is pretty. It sounds, I think, a logical step. You set up the AI controller, and you can assign it to as many pawns as you want. So this is what the AI controller looks like, and you can double click on it to open it and take a look at it. Some pretty basic stuff that you're familiar with in blueprints, as you can see here. But here's where it gets sticky. So if it was just that, I'd think, man, that's easy. That's just the way it should be. But what happens is, what you have to set up is this. So then you'll cast from this and go back and forth between two additional items. If you go to artificial intelligence, you'll have a behavior tree, and then you'll also have a blackboard. And each one of these has different components, and then the blackboard has different components. The blackboard is more like a memory. You have all these different components in there, and then these different components talk to these components, and then in between there you talk to your controller. So there's just a lot of different steps that you have to go through to get it up and working. So I thought it just seemed like there's a lot too many steps, and so I started reading on the internet to see if anybody else felt that way, and sure enough, I'm not the only one. Here is on Reddit, and this guy says, as much as I like Unreal Engine 4, hell, I'm even biased towards it since I've worked there a few years, I have to say that the AI module, and this was 6 months ago, so not long ago, the AI module is the worst part at the moment. It's old, broken, and untested. If you're more comfortable coding your AI the way you like, go for it. Having said that, the behavioral trees, and that's what we're talking about, the additional behavioral trees with the blackboard, I thought those were just too many components, have a huge potential. They're just a bit half-assed, it seemed, at the moment. Hopefully some updates will fix it at the near future. Also, not everyone uses it. Not even all Epic games use it. So don't worry too much about it. What everyone else does, good luck. So very interesting article. And what started this article, this guy was kind of like me. He was getting into AI, and he says, convince me that the AI blackboard methods is the way to go. And he just felt like it too, that it was kind of convoluted, and there's just too many steps jumping back and forth between those two. So I'd love to get your take on it. If you have used the AI, do you do it? Do you do it by the Unreal, by the book, by Unreal, by using a enemy controller, and then using the behavioral tree, and then also using the blackboard, and then linking them all together? Is that how you do it, or do you just use the enemy controller, or do you create your own AI? I had purchased quite a few items off the marketplace, and some of them the AI was created with a tick inside the blueprint, and they would get locked into loops, and those ticks would just kill the frame rate. So it definitely does seem, if you use the behavioral tree and use what's built in, that it's a lot more efficient, or performance efficient. So again, I'd love to hear your take on it. Leave some comments below, and take care, and happy programming.